What's up?
Hey, don't mind the mess. You know, we have kids. But Josh and I were talking. I told him that I saw a graphic that shared a timeline of how much time we as individuals are going to spend with our loved ones in our lives. And it really, really gave me chills, because once we break down our whole lifeline of like being born, having kids, being empty nesters, growing older, being, grandparents, and then, living our older years together, your spouse is the person you are going to spend the most amount of time with. Like, no one else. You think it's going to be your kids, but really it's only 18 years. And there's an app I'm going to have to look up. I can't remember the name of it, but it talks about how many weeks left you have with your kids, and the weeks are so few and far between. And from time to time I get frustrated because I feel like I don't spend enough time on vacation just with Josh or just doing couple stuff. But I realize every season is so precious that we really truly have to enjoy it. And I'm only gonna have a 3-year-old Harper for this 1 year, and a 10-year-old Carson, and the boys are only gonna be the ages they are right now, that we have to enjoy that. But the important thing to remember is you have to take care of your marriage. You have to enjoy spending time with your spouse, because once your kids move out, you don't want to let 18 years go by and you're pouring into your kids so much that you turn around and you don't even know who you are, you don't know who your spouse is, you don't even have any common interests or anything. It just puts in perspective how much time you will be spending with your spouse.
It's funny when you take information, numbers, and you quantify them and you put a number to it, or you see a time frame, it all of a sudden changes your perspective, because when you talk about things theoretically, it's like, oh yeah, I'll be here till whenever, or you just don't realize it until you actually put numbers to it and say, wait, if I look at how much time I have and I only have this many weeks remaining or this many days remaining, and then even perspective of that, realizing that you never know when your time's going to come. You really got to make the best of every moment that you have. So even for us, we've been having some difficulties in our life recently that's caused a lot of frustration and tension within our marriage.
Yes.
And we've had to work through a lot of things. Times we've had friends that we've had to talk to or vent to, or go out to eat with randomly and be like, hey, I need to talk to somebody. I got to hit you up because we're just going through it right now, and things like that. But getting over those things quickly, getting back to a happy, good place is really important, because again, you don't know how much time you have. And when you start putting these things in perspective, you really find that the little things that are getting on your nerves, you got to let them go. You can't hold on to them. You do have to address them and work through them, but you can't hold on to it forever.
So a friend of ours, actually a bunch of friends, we only share the struggles that we're going through with friends who understand us and can actually give valid and good support, not people
good
who
perspective
are,
and advice.
yes,
not just people who are going to tell us what we want to hear. Not negative people
who are gonna
tell us, oh, you should leave her. Oh, you should leave him. Or people who have nonsense going on in their life.
Right. But one friend last weekend shared that, the hardships that we've gone through and the years that we've been together, those are really supplements for now and later. Those are things that we're gonna look back on and say, man, do you remember when
XYZ happened
and we got through that? We built that resilience together, we built that muscle memory together, and those core memories, whether they're positive or negative, or but we got through it. And I think one thing, as you get older and for me being in my 30s, I'm starting to recognize areas where I wish old Erica would have done some things. I wish I would have been bolder in some areas. And it's very easy to be resentful to your spouse and to say like, you held me back from doing this, when it probably wasn't Josh, it was probably me being afraid of failure and not even wanting to take a chance doing that. And so I feel like last week, that I can't even remember what triggered that for me, but I felt very like, I wasted time. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to pick up those things I wish I would have done 10, 15 years ago, and I'm going to start it now, because it's not too late.
It's never too late. I've talked so many things I said. It's never too late to start. Start now. Start making progress. You'll get somewhere you want to be. Try not to delay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to say it. Don't blame people. Figure out your own accountability, what you can do. We all have those things that we look back on and say if we did it differently. Hindsight's 20/20. But make it happen and continue working things out. Long term, you will be more fulfilled in your life.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.